Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about my top 5 strategies to get into tech. Because we see so many different videos on how to get into tech, how I would transition, this and that, right? And the information is kind of all over the place, as well as they're always marketing, oh, take this course or that course and do this boot camp or that boot camp. And for me, honestly, it's like the information they give you, it's so surface level, so basic, and it is never the full blueprint on what you need to do to get into a tech field, whether that is QA, whether that is software engineering, whether that's cybersecurity, whatever the case may be. I think that you need a blueprint in what you're going to do. And I just want to give you what my top 5 strategies would be in descending order on how I would go about getting into tech if I had to do it now. Right. So let's start with the fifth one. I would say you definitely need to educate yourself. And how do you educate yourself? Which I will probably make a video going more in depth into the strategies that I would take to educate myself. But you're going to have to learn whatever it is that you want to get into, whether it's QA, whether it's software engineering, whether it's full stack, front end development, Java, Python, Node, whatever it is. So, and how would you educate yourself? You can do that in various ways, right? You can do an online course, you can do a boot camp, you can go to college. And also, I want to say you can do all three. I normally recommend those that I'm coaching. Hey, if you can go to college, great, because now you're going to get the degree that goes with whatever job that's being that you're applying for. Because still now, every time you look for a job, it says college degree, bachelor's or master's or whatever. So if you're able to go to college, then great. Then you might want to do a boot camp or do an online course, because a lot of times, although they require college does not properly prepare you for the workforce or for the field that you're looking to get into. So you're going to have a lot of general information, some target information, but a boot camp or an online course will give you exactly the information you need to be able to do the job. So you have the general information and you meet the requirements that the job is asking for. And you can also have that targeted information, whether it's like taking a QA course, an automation course, a course in Python, whatever it is, a full stack development course. You have that particular knowledge, as well as you have the general knowledge to fill the requirements that the job is asking for. So now you have a twofer. It doesn't have to be either or. I prefer to do and statements instead of or statements, right? So we'll say, all right, we have our online course, maybe a Udemy course, maybe it's a boot camp, and we have our college education, whether you're going the community college route and then you go to finish your 2 years off at another institution, or you go to a full 4-year institution, whatever the case may be. But I personally prefer keeping the cost as low as possible, the lowest barrier to entry. So I would probably go with an online course, maybe a Udemy course when it's on sale, maybe full stack, maybe QA, or get a bunch of them to have that learning strategy, as well as going to a college program to have that full requirements met for that job. So you take one barrier of entry out. The fifth thing on my list for the top 5 strategies would be educate yourself. And that can be online course, a boot camp, college, etc. Okay. Now let's go into the fourth thing. The fourth thing I would do on my top 5 strategies to get into tech would be team up. What does it mean? What do I mean by teaming up? So what I mean by teaming up is having effective networking. So I come across so many people think, oh, networking. But to me, I don't think it's really networking. If you're just going to some event, sitting in some crowd, listening to a bunch of people talk, you're exchanging business cards on LinkedIn. 90% of the people who are going to be at most of these conferences are in the same exact position that you are. So there's not too much they can actually do for you. What I call effective networking or teaming up is finding people who are, number one, going in the same direction that you're going in and working with them. So let's say you're a QA engineer, and let's say you are trying to build some experience in testing and stuff like that. Find somebody who is either already working as a developer and maybe they're working on their own project or something like that, or someone who is looking to become a software engineer, and team up with them so that you can practice your testing as they are practicing their software development, and using that on something that's real. So now you can actually be practicing your testing methodology, and they're practicing their software development methodology. And if you're a software engineer, then you are using your test-driven development, your behavior-driven development. You are having your daily stand-ups with your QA engineer so that you can have the proper procedures in place, have that real working environment, and you're creating it yourself. And you have to be very, very accountable to each other. And you can do that with like you can have a UI UX person on the team. You can have a software engineer. You can have a front end developer. You can have the QA engineer. You can have the infrastructure person. You can build up your own team of people who are all going in the same direction, who are learning. And to me, that is super duper effective networking. We are teaming up with one another so that we can build something of value that we can bring out to the world. And we teamed up together in order to make it happen. And we're not just sitting in a crowd listening to people talk, hoping to get some golden nugget out of something cool that somebody said. No, we are actually putting our money where our mouth is. We want to be successful. We want to win. So we're going to team up and we're going to be like Captain Planet. We're going to be like Captain Planet. When our forces combine, we are Captain Planet and we are doing some great things. So we are teaming up. That is my fourth thing on my list of what I would do for the top 5 strategies to get into tech. I would team up with other people. So after I get my education, whether it's through an online course, a boot camp, or a college, our number 5 on the list, I'm going to team up with people of like mind so that we can win together and we can progress together. So a lot of times in these courses, whether you're going to college, whether you're in boot camp, whether you're on an online course, you are going to find other people who are learning the same things. Some of them are going to be for software testing. Some of them are going to be for software engineering, front end, back end, whatever. UX, UI. Say, hey, let's build this cool idea together. And now we team up. So now we have the 5th principle and the 4th principle working together. Now, let's get into my 3rd top strategy for getting into tech. I'm going to say it is going to be get a mentor. Mentorship is super, super important. And what does it mean to get a mentor? So my idea of getting a mentor or a coach is finding someone who is where you want to be and asking them if they are willing to mentor you. You see where they are and they have the game, they have the knowledge that you're looking for. So you are going to ask, hey, are you able to mentor me? And get this, which you have to, which is going to lead into our second one, but it's an investment into yourself. So you have to be willing to compensate your mentor for their time because they have, you're not paying them for the time. You're paying them for the time that they spent to gain that experience to be able to effectively mentor you. And that means you have someone that you can ask questions to. You can talk to about whatever scenarios that you run into, whatever challenge that you're running into. And have them like, okay, what should I do? What should I work on? Can you tell me like how your day is like and how I can structure my day so it can be effective so that I can reach the heights that I want to reach? So without a mentor, it's possible to get into the field, but you don't know what to expect. So I say it is super important that you get a mentor and that you have them guide you, show you the ropes. And that will be a great, great help and influence into your development. So once you team up, you have a mentor who you can talk to them about, hey, this is what's going on. Do you think we're doing the right strategy? Is there something better that I can do? And you can only team up after you actually get your education. Actually, you can kind of team up before you get your education because you can say, hey, let's go and learn this together. Let's learn software testing together. Let's learn full stack development together. Let's learn Python together. Let's learn automation together. So you do it as a team and you're able to hold each other accountable as well. So number 5, educate yourself. Either through an online course, a boot camp, or a college education. Then you're going to want to, number 4, you're going to want to team up. Effective networking, not the type of networking you're just sitting in there in a crowd, listening to some speaker talk and paying a bunch of money and you're getting nothing really out of it. Team up to actually build something of value together. And then the next thing, number 3, is get a good mentor, get proper mentorship. And you can have more than one mentor as well because you can get different perspectives, understanding, and go from there. All right, so now let's get to number 2. Off of my top 5 strategies to get into tech. Build something useful. Be valuable. Build something useful, invest in yourself. And so I mentioned investing in yourself in the mentor, but no, there's way more to investing in yourself, right? Build something useful. You and your team is going to build something useful. Something that is going to help you. I always say like, okay, what can help me? And a lot of times the things that can help me, they can end up helping other people as well. So I say, all right, what can help me? So for example, the time cost calculator. That helps me a lot to say, okay, am I wasting time right here? How much time monetarily am I losing? So now that I see it, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to allocate my time wisely. And then after I built it for myself, somebody told me the other day that, hey, I use your time cost calculator to help me price out how much I would charge for consulting somebody on XYZ. So build something useful. But then here's the thing with it, right? In investing in yourself, you might end up having to pay for hosting costs, online course costs, consultation costs, mentorship costs. So you're looking at hosting, domain names. We're looking at, like, let's say you're doing mobile development, right? You have to sign up for to be an Apple developer or Google developer. If you're building out some infrastructure, you're going to have to sign up for maybe AWS or Microsoft Azure or for Google Cloud Platform, so you can host your whatever infrastructure that it is there. So it's going to cost you. It's definitely going to cost you. But in order to build something useful, you're going to have to invest in yourself. It's not going to be free. But if you're going to get to where you say you want to get to, you're going to have to invest in yourself. Simple. Like, there's nothing else. There's no way around it. You're going to have to invest in yourself. And here's the thing: a lot of these platforms, they'll give you some credit. So like on Amazon Web Services, you'll have some credit on how much time, like how much free hours you can use this type of platform. Probably same for Microsoft Azure. I know Google Cloud Platform offers some credit as well, but you're still gonna have to invest in yourself, whether you have to get a domain name, infrastructure, whatever the case may be. So that goes number 5 on our list for my top 5 strategies to get into tech. Educate yourself, whether that's through an online course, a boot camp, a college. I say if you can do all 3 simultaneously, then go for that. It's even better. The next step, number 4 on my top 5 strategies to get into tech, you are going to want to team up. Effective networking. Get a group, build a team who are going to work together to build something of value, which leads us to number 3. Get a proper mentor who you can talk to about the things that you're doing, and they can give you some pointers here and there. See what you're doing right, see what you're doing wrong, what challenges you're facing, and they can help you navigate through that. Which is number 2, which is build something useful. Invest in yourself, hosting, etc. Like, hosting, mentorship, domain names, infrastructure, whatever the case may be. Which leads us to number 1. But before we get into number 1, if you haven't done so already, with all this game from 2 to 5 that I just shared with you, do me a big favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live and drop new content, as well as if you are in need of a mentor or one-on-one coaching, go over to www.techcoachdrop.dev, where you can see what coaching plans that I have, as well as getting access to exclusive content where you're not going to find it on YouTube. This one right here, it probably shouldn't be on YouTube, but I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to give today. So I'm sharing this information with you, my top 5 strategies to get into tech. So with that being said, let's get into number 1. Quick recap. Number 5, educate yourself. Number 4, team them up. Number 3, get some mentorship. Number 2, build something that's useful. And number 1, you are going to have to be ready to sacrifice. Yes, I know you don't want to hear that, but you're going to have to be ready to sacrifice. Be ready to grind. It's going to have early mornings, late nights, dedication to your goals. There is no way around that. So many times people say, oh, it's so easy, it's so easy, it's so easy. But now you see videos, oh, it's so hard. I'm quitting my tech job. Those people who are quitting, they were not properly prepared. They were led to believe by whatever they took, whether it's a boot camp or online course. Oh, it's so easy. Tech is so easy. And you just, you only get to work like 1 or 2 hours a day. And then the rest of the day, you just get to hang out and whatever, right? No, there's going to be late nights, early mornings. Sometimes you're going to be on call working in the field. So be ready to sacrifice, be ready to grind. If you are starting from number 5 and you have to educate yourself, then you're going to have to be up 2 to 3 hours early. You're going to have to go to sleep 2 to 3 hours later because you are behind and you need to catch up. So it's going to be so much information that you need to learn and build a plan, strategize, use your calendar effectively, which I have in the Patreon. I have a video of how I use my calendar in case you need to know how to set up your calendar to use it effectively. But that is Patreon level information right there. So definitely you want to use your calendar effectively. Okay. So you're going to have to sacrifice. You might have to see your family less. You're going to have less fun because you are not where you want to be. And if you are not where you want to be, then you have no space, no room to have fun. You have to be 100% dedicated to your goals. So my top strategy to get into tech is you're going to have to sacrifice. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but it is what it is. If you say you want to be where you want to be, then there is no time to waste, no time to rest. So let's go over our list one more time. Number 5, my top 5 strategies to get into tech. You need to educate yourself either through an online course, a boot camp, or college. If you can do all 3, even better. The next step, number 4, you want to team up. So you need to have effective networking, not just the type of networking where you go to an event, pay a bunch of money, pay $500, $400, $1,000, sit in a crowd, you're listening to a bunch of people talk, and you are not actually getting anything out of it. No, you want to build a team where you guys are going to build something of value. Number 3, you want to get a mentor who is going to help you and guide you into the process of wherever you want to be. You can have multiple mentors. Compensate your mentors for their time, which leads us to number 2. Build something useful, invest in yourself, build something that's going to help you, and then you'll see in other ways how it's going to help other people, and then you can expand that with your team, all right? So that is my number 2. And my top strategy, like I just said, it is sacrifice, be ready to grind. You're going to have early mornings, you're going to have late nights, you have to be dedicated to your goals. There's nothing more important, right? So that is my top 5 list of things that you can do to get into tech, my top 5 strategies to get into tech. But wait, there is more. I have a bonus for you. But that bonus is, I'm going to share that bonus with you right after you've done this. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live or drop new content, as well as if you need one-on-one coaching from me, go over to www.techcoachralph, where I will help you level up to the next step. All right. So what is that bonus? So a lot of times I come across people who say that, I want to get into tech field. I want to go into QA. I want to get into software engineering. However, this job that I'm working, it is so tiring, all this stuff, right? So I just want to quit my job and I want to go into tech. So I'm going to tell you this, a big no-no, do not quit your job. Do not quit your job. Leverage your current company, your current job to see if they can help you transition. So try to transition within the company. 99% of companies have an IT field. So if they have a tech field, see what opportunities they're in there. Maybe you are doing who knows what, but it's not technical. Maybe you can go to help desk. Maybe you can go to customer service. Maybe you can answer calls. Maybe you can do something that is more technical within the company where that will propel you into whatever other things you want to do. Because a lot of companies have a website. Maybe you can do software testing for them. Maybe you can do software development. Maybe you can do web development. Who knows? But you need to get your foot in the door. And it's so much easier to get your foot in the door within the company instead of not in the company and trying to totally transition to somewhere else. So that is my bonus for you. Let me go through the list one more time. Number 5, educate yourself, either through an online course, bootcamp, or college, or I would say try to do all 3 if possible. Definitely 2. Definitely the college and the online course. Bootcamp, maybe, right? Number 4, team up. Get effective networking where you are working with a group of people, like we're going in the same common direction, building something together. Number 3, get some mentorship. Get a mentor, get a couple of mentors who can effectively guide you on your path. Number 2, build something useful with your team. Invest in yourself through infrastructure, domain name hosting, paying your mentor, all that good stuff so that you can put something that's going to help you out there. And then you're going to see how it's going to help many, many other people afterwards, right? And then number 1, you have to sacrifice, be ready to grind, have early mornings, have late nights, dedicate yourself to your goals. There is nothing more important than achieving your goals, all right? And then lastly, like I said, the bonus that I had, leverage your current company, your current job. Don't just leave. See what can I do within the company to level up. And then once I have made it to where a good, comfortable spot, now that I've reached my ceiling, let's see, is there anywhere else I can go look for other companies externally at that point. But don't just quit your current job. All right. So that is my top 5 list, my top 5 strategies to get yourself into tech. What I would do if I was looking to get into tech. Hopefully you found that helpful. If you think I'm missing something or if you think I have the wrong order, do me a big favor. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. What are my thoughts? Am I off on something? Do you not like one of these things? Or do you hate the sacrifice option? Well, you might hate sacrifice, but there is no way around it, right? So that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to my top 5 strategies to get into tech. Hopefully you found that useful. And yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. Do me a big favor on your way out. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live and drop new content. And if you are in need of one-on-one coaching or additional content, exclusive content to help you level up, whether it is how to structure your resume or whether it is how to structure your calendar for ultimate success, go over to www.techcoachralph.dev. All right. And on that note, this is Tech Coach Ralph, and we are out.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.